I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to my class with the student Akshay. We'll understand how do we find the asymptotes for rational function and how do we decide about the behavior of the curve near the asymptotes.
You can always join my classes by sending an email on the address given. Enjoy the journey of success. Keep learning and sharing. Let us now go through the test paper. I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to my YouTube channel and the website Global Math Institute. In this video, we'll discuss a test paper based on equation of lines. In case you want to learn from me, you can always send an email on the address given. We have about 30 questions in this particular test. I would like you to go through these questions, pause the video, answer, and then look into my suggestions. First, we are going to look at the questions and then we'll see how do we approach to solve them. First set of 8 questions are based on finding the gradient or the slope of the line. So the question is to state gradient of the following lines. We have given different conditions to find the gradient. That way you will get a good practice on how do we find gradient or the slope of a line when different conditions are given. Question number 1 is line with equation y equals to 2 over 3x, 2. Line with equation y equals to 1 minus 2x. Line with equation 2x plus 3y equals to 6. So these are 3 different types of equations. Question 4, line passing through 2 points which are 2, 6 and 5, 12. Line passing through origin and 3, 4. Line parallel to x-axis. Line perpendicular to y equals to x, and line passing through the given points. So that gives you a good idea about how do we find the gradient. The basic concept you understand is we know equation of the line is y equals to mx plus b, where m is the slope which you need to find, or the gradient, right? And m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So given points, you could use this formula and find the gradient. And if you are given the equation, you may convert this to slope-intercept form. Perfect. Next set of 8 questions, we have to write equation of the following lines. A line is defined with 2 points or when we are given a point and slope or the gradient of the line. So based on that, we have another set of 8 questions. You can have a good look at it. Again, we are giving you a variety so that you are ready for your own test. Line passing through the 2 points. So the 2 points could be different types, and that may result into horizontal or vertical line also. So be careful when you answer this. If it is a vertical line, then the equation should be x equals to the x coordinate value of the point. If it is a horizontal line, then the slope of the equation is y equals to the y coordinate of the point through which the line passes. With that hint, I will leave this set for you. Then we have question number 17 and 18. We need to now find equation of the line from the given graph. Use the 2 points shown on the graph to find the equation of the line. And then check your answer with different techniques. So that will be a good practice. So So I'm just adding here. Also, check your answer. It's always a good idea. You can consider another point on the graph and check, do you get that point? Right? So that's the whole idea. Okay, we have another set of graphs for you where you need to find the equation of the line. For example, here we are given x, y coordinate and the x-intercept. So x and y intercepts are given. You need to find the equation of this line. Here we are given two other points to find the equation. So read the coordinate points and then find the equation. Similarly, we have another set of two questions. Here we have a vertical and a horizontal line with the given point. Now we have question 23 and 24, where the question is, find 3 points on the line 4x plus 2y plus 1 equals to 0. And question 24, will the point 12, 4 lie on the line 3y equals to x minus 2? Explain your answer. Question 25 and 26. Now these are application and thinking questions. You may need to write explanation for your answers for getting full marks. Question 25. The line 12x plus by equals to 2 is parallel to the line y equals to 2 minus 3x. Determine the value of b. So parallel lines have same slope. That should help you to answer this question. Question 26. Determine the equation of line with same x-intercept as x plus 2y plus 8 equals to 0 and the same y-intercept as y minus 2 equals to 3x. So those intercepts are your 2 points which should help you to find the equation of line. Perfect. Question 27. Now this is an application question. There are two options for downloading music from a website. Plan A, $6 membership fee and $2 per movie download. And plan B is no membership fee but $4 per movie download, correct? So these are the two plans given to you. Based on that, we have 5 questions here. Question 1. Determine an equation to model both plans where C represents the cost and N is the number of downloads. Part B. Identify dependent and independent variables. Part C. Sketch both plans on the same grid. D. Which plan indicates partial variation? Justify your answer. E. Which plan is better? Justify your answer. So these are communication application thinking questions which needs some more focus and slightly difficult than the previous ones. Now, here is a very interesting question which is a bonus question for you. It says, solve for the unknowns from the given coordinate points for each of the following. Table shows coordinates of the points representing a linear relation. Estimate the value of A, B, C, and D. So we are given linear relations. You can check from these tables and the unknowns A, B, C, and D and E you need to figure out. Okay, so you should note that these numbers written for X are not sequential. So, you have to really get the equation and then the points. So we have three of these examples for you to practice. So now, that is the last question. Let us see how do we answer these questions. Perfect. So we can begin with the very first one and take some of them to answer. So in question number 1, We need to find the gradient, right? So gradient means slope. So gradient in this equation is m value. The very first one, straightforward, since we have already given you the equation slope intercept form. So here the gradient is 2 by 3, right? So we have the value which is 2 by 3. So I'm writing the value for slope here. In the second equation, it is minus 2, right? In the third, when you rearrange, what should you get? Well, 3y you need to isolate, right? So you can write 3y equals to minus 2x plus 6, and then from here you can write y equals to minus 2 over 3x plus 6 divided by 3 will give you 2, and therefore the gradient is minus 2 over 3. Line passing through 2 points, use the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that will be 12 minus 6 over 5 minus 2, which is 6 over 3 or 2. And so we get the answer 2 for this. Line passing through origin and 3, 4. So basically, the other point is 0, 0. And therefore, the gradient should be 4 over 3, correct? So that's easy to understand, right? Line parallel to the x-axis. How do you get this line? So line parallel to x-axis means it is a horizontal line, right? So if it is a horizontal line, in that case, what is the slope? Of course, it is 0, and therefore the gradient is 0. It doesn't rise, nor does it fall. A line perpendicular to y equals to x. Now, perpendicular lines, if I have product of their slope, line and its perpendicular, you get minus 1. Or you can say that the slope of a perpendicular line is negative reciprocal, right? Negative reciprocal. So this slope is 1, so negative reciprocal will be negative 1. Question 8. Line passing through 3, 6 and 3, 5. Now if you do this, y2 minus y1, let's say 5 minus 6 over, we get 3 minus 3, which is 5 minus 6 over 0. Dividing by 0 is not possible, and therefore the slope is undefined or infinitely large. So this is the case of a vertical line, correct? So that is vertical line. You get the idea, right? So that is a vertical line. So in this we have a horizontal line whose slope has to be 0, and the vertical line whose slope should be undefined. Now we have next set to find the equation of a line, right? So equation of the line, you may write in any form. Y equals to mx plus b is normally the standard way of writing the equation, right? So you could write this in slope and intercept form. Line passing through the 2 points, 2, 6 and 5, 12. First you need to find the slope, right? So when you find the slope m, we know m is 12 minus 6 over 5 minus 2. We did this earlier also, and we get a slope of 2. If the slope is 2, we can write that the equation of the line is equal to y equals to 2x plus b. Now we have to find the value of b, the y-intercept. To find that value, you can take 2, 6 as one of the point. So I'll put 6 here and 2 there. So get 4 plus b, and clearly b is equal to 6 minus 4, which is equals to 2. And therefore, we can give this equation as y equals to slope of 2 and y-intercept of 2. You get the idea. Now, once you get this equation, it's a good idea to check also. So how will you check it? You can check using the second point, 5 and 12. If I substitute 5 here, do I get 12? That is what it is. 2 times 5 is 10, 10 plus 2 is 12, and yes, you do. So that gives you the correct equation. So that is how you could find equation of these lines. We are given different conditions for you to practice. However, I think the method is clear. Perfect. Question 17 to 18. We have to use the graph to find the equation of the line. So first read the coordinate points. So let me do this one. We have the origin here and the other point is at which point. Shown is the x value of 2, y value of minus 3. So this is 2 minus 3. And therefore, the gradient will be what? M is going down. So definitely it is negative, right? Y value over the x value, which is minus 3 over 2. And the equation, since it is going through the origin itself, y equals to minus 3 by 2x is the equation of this particular line. Now let's look into the second line. The coordinate points are what? Well, this point here is at 2, the value is 4. So let me write the coordinate points first. And this is 1, 1. So we are given 2 points. Let's call them A and B. And the slope M will be what? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So it is equal to 4 minus 1 over 2 minus 1, and that is 3. And therefore, the equation will be y equals to 3x plus b. To find the value of b, we could put one of these points. Let 1 and 1 be a good point, right? So in that case, 1 minus 3 is equals to b, which is minus 2. And therefore, we get the equation y equals to 3x minus 2. Perfect. So that is how we can actually find this particular line. Now let us check if x is equal to the other value, 2. What do we get? We get y equals to 3 times 2, which is 6, and minus 2 is indeed 4. And so we get this point. So that is a good check. You get an idea. There is no harm. It doesn't take much time, as you have seen just now, to check your calculations. But it helps. Perfect. So that is how you should do writing equation from the given graph. We have more practice questions for you, similar kind which you should work on. Correct? Horizontal and vertical line for you to answer. Now here, let us have a word problem, which is find 3 points on this particular line. How will you find 3 points on a line? Well, easy way is you could put x equals to 0, find y. You could put y equals to 0, find x, right? So if I put x equals to 0, that goes, and I get the y value, which is minus half. I like you to do these calculations, but if I put y equals to 0, I can get the coordinate point for x, and x will be equal to what? X will be 1 by 4. You get the idea, right? And if you want any other point, just put x value. You could do that. Or another way could be, you could write this equation, isolate y, for example. So we could write this as y equals to minus 4 divided by 2 is 2x, and we have plus 1. Now, using this equation, you can give different values to x and calculate y. Very easy. So you could get many points for that matter. You get an idea. So there are different ways of doing it. Let us say I put x as 1. In that case, what is the y value? Minus 2 plus 1, we get minus 1, right? I could put x as minus 1. If I put x as minus 1, then in that case we have plus 2 and plus 1, which is 3. So we get more coordinate points. So like this, you get many coordinate points on a line. So you could write these coordinate points in the correct order or in correct form. Coordinate points should be written in parentheses shown here, right? So if I want to write minus 1, 3, I'll write minus 1, 3 like this. I'll write 1 and minus 1. I could write 0 and minus half. I could write 1 by 4 and 0. So like this, I could write so many coordinate points. You get the idea, correct? So that is how we have to do it. Question 24 is, will the point 12, 4 lie on this line? Explain your answer. So you can substitute x as 12 and find y. So the idea is substitute x equals to 12, find y. If y is 4, it lies on the line. Otherwise, it does not lie, correct? Now here is, set of two questions which are based on communication, application, and thinking. The line 12x plus by equals to 2 is parallel to the line y equals to 2 minus 3x. So parallel lines have same slope, right? You can use this concept. We know slope is what? In this case, slope is minus 1. So we are looking for slope m equals to minus 3, right? Slope is this. Remember, this is like minus 3x plus 2, right? So you shouldn't get confused. Some students write 2, which will be a wrong answer. Minus 3 is the slope, right? So when you rearrange this equation, then minus 12 over b should be equal to minus 3. Find the value of b. So that is your hint, okay? 26. Determine the equation of line with same x-intercept as this. So find the x-intercept, substitute y equals to 0, find x-intercept. And say y-intercept, so rearrange, you know what y-intercept is. Or x equals to 0 will give you the y-intercept, right? So in this case, if you put y equals to 0, what is x? X is equal to minus 8. So that becomes your x-intercept, correct? In this case, y-intercept is what? Put x equals to 0. So we have 0 and y value of 2. So that becomes the y-intercept. Do you see that? So we have 2 points given to you. Using these 2 points, you can find the answer. One point is 0, 2. The other point is minus 8, 0, correct? So that should give you the answer, just as we had one of the graphs, right? Now here is a very interesting question. So there are two options for downloading music from a website. Plan A is $6 membership fee and $2 per movie download. And plan B, no membership fee. So if you graph this data, how will that look like? That should help you to answer these questions. Well, $6 and then 2, right? So let's say this graph goes like this, which is plan A, right? So this is $6 starting here, and we'll call this as the plan A. Let me use other color for plan B, which is no membership, but $4. So it's steeper, right? So it is steeper, and that is plan B. So when you graph, there will be some point of intersection where it is going to cost the same. But beyond that, plan B is expensive. Before that, plan A is better. You get the plan A is expensive. So figure this out, okay? Write the equation, and the variable which goes on the x-axis is the independent variable, y is dependent. So in this case, as you have seen, cost C is the dependent variable and the independent is the number of downloads, which is n. So we have already given the variable names n and c. So you should write the equation in terms of n and c and then answer these questions. Clear? Now here is another interesting question, which is slightly in a different form, but kind of reviews all the concepts. I will like you to go through this question, understand the concept. So we are given some points, right? Now, using the first two set of points, you can find equation of line. Once you have the equation of line, then you can find more points. You get the idea, right? And calculate these points. So that is the concept. Here is a sneak peek into the solution, which you can see from here how we are trying to solve this, and that should help you to answer this question also. Perfect. So I have given you very good hint to solve this question, very interesting one, right? So follow this technique and find the missing points. I hope it makes sense. So in this part of the video, we have actually seen variety of questions which come in test paper regularly. If you do these questions, I'm sure it is going to help you to answer most of the test papers based on linear relations. And in case you want to learn from me, you can always send an email on the address given. I hope you enjoyed and learned from this shared test paper and it helps you in long run. Feel free to write your comment, share your views, and if you like and subscribe to my videos, that'd be great. Thanks for your time and all the best.